All right, welcome back to Adam Versus. Today we're going to do a little fantasy football draft. This is a 10-team Yahoo best ball draft, and I decided I wanted to share this with you because it's getting close to football season, and I do a lot of fantasy football. All right, with this first pick, I wanted to go Lev Bell, but the guy before me took him. So I was debating on Zeke there. I ended up going with DeAndre. My second pick, I was kind of up in the air with two. I was thinking about going running back, but I wasn't confident on any of the running backs there with Mixon and Delvin. So I went with Hill. Then the third round, I knew I needed a running back here because they were starting to get thin. So I decided to because Gurley is he possibly could be a number one pick. Last year he was a number one overall pick. It's just the injury concerns that people are worried about. So I went with him. Just because if he's healthy all year, he's probably going to have a decent year. And even if they do know about his issues, so they might lighten up his load a little bit and make sure that he's healthy the whole year. But last year, I think it overwhelmed him at the end of the year. All right, so Ertz went off the board, and then I started thinking about tight ends. I did pick up Fournette, so I got two running backs and two wide receivers. It gets a little not frustrating, but the draft starts going fast because it's only like 30 second pick timer. I ended up going with Montgomery because he's another starter. So I feel like I got three solid running backs there. And so here I was debating on quarterbacks, but I wanted to wait. And I like Cooper Kupp, so I figured Cooper Kupp would be a good add to that. I think he's like a 100-catch receiver. I was debating Matt Ryan there, looking at quarterbacks again. Wasn't sure who I wanted to go with. Went with Hunter Henry. I like Hunter Henry, like beyond the Ertz, Kelsey, and Kittle. I think he's going to get a lot of targets and a lot of red zone looks. I went with Kyler Murray here just because I wanted to get him on a team, and because I don't have him on a team. I'm still skeptical about how well he'll perform being a rookie and all that. But the reason I took him is because he was high on the draft board there, so I wanted to get him on a team and then later go after a solid 1A quarterback that I could fill in if I needed to fill in. I was definitely looking at Luck, the injury concerns with him, but decided to go with Freeman there because I wanted to make sure I got another running back because running backs are going to be hard to come by. Then I took Darrell Henderson, because I wanted to have Gurley's backup with the injury concerns. So I feel like I covered my bases with him. I feel like Fournette's an injury risk too, but I'm not as concerned with him given that I got Montgomery and Freeman. I like Valdez-Scantling. I think he could be a good fourth receiver for me, fourth or fifth receiver. Rodgers will probably give him a lot of targets. There I went with Goff because I wanted a good backup. Well, actually, he's probably going to be the starter on my team, given that Murray's probably going to be an up and down player this year. So I went with Goff because I know he's capable quarterback. I was also looking at Cam, but I think Goff's bye weeks match up a little better, so I went with Goff on that. James Washington, I like that pick. The way his stature is, he's very similar to AB. So, I'm not comparing him to AB and like he's gonna get those numbers, but I feel like he could have some games because this is best ball. He could have some games where he scores really well, maybe 1 or 2 touchdown games, a couple 100-yard games. So, like as a fourth or fifth receiver, I think he's a good pick. I keep going through the depth charts. I want to see whose backups are out there and all that. I was looking at Devin Singletary there, but I just couldn't pull the trigger. Then he went. Buffalo's backfield's too crowded, and they got old guys in there. I went with Carlos Hyde because he's another running back. I needed another running back, and I feel like if Damian Williams doesn't work out, Hyde's going to be the guy. And in a best ball format, maybe he'll have a couple, 2 or 3 games where he's worthy of a roster spot. And with best ball, it's like those games will count if he's the best scoring player on your team. So it's good. I wanted to draft Mike Davis, but I didn't realize there was a cap on running backs, or that I was at it. I wanted him though for Montgomery's backup, just in case. And I forgot to mention I went with Cleveland's defense. I think Myles Garrett, I mean, he could easily get 18 sacks or even more. That whole team could be over 50-some sacks. So, plus they're pretty good with turnovers now, and being that the offense has improved, I think they could have a decent year. And I like Deebo Samuel, but if I could go back and change that, it's a pick I'd probably change because I had Goodwin as well. I might have taken a different receiver or even a different quarterback there. I was debating on Dalton here. Went with Mariota. I don't know why. It was just a last second decision. Dalton's bye week didn't work out with my team. That's why.